What's up, y'all? We back with Ladies of Sosa Roundtable Talk 3. This time we with the ladies and the men, and the topic is gonna be colorism in the African community. I'm Garang Majuk. I'm Dinka from a Will. I'm a fashion model, entrepreneur, book writer, author, all that. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff. But yeah, we're gonna start at this side. Introduce yourself.
Hi everybody, my name is Regina. I am from Balanda, Waunar, and I am a mother, content creator. And yeah. You can find me on Instagram at Regina Sima. And fiance, period.
Don't forget that. That's important. That's important.
Hey y'all, my name's Aluel. I'm from Adinga Will. I'm a content creator, social media strategist, and film and journalism student.
Hi, I'm Nailiva, and I am a registered nurse. I'm from the Nuba tribe, Moro. You can find me on Instagram at Nailiba_M, NYALIBA_M.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Koyam, by KK. You can find me on IG at The Real Koyam, and on TikTok at Koyam. I am in the logistics industry. And yeah, if anything else, DM me.
Hi, I'm Emma Alier. I'm Tika Bor. It's been brought up to my knowledge. I do sing. I don't talk about it much, but yeah, I'm a singer. I used to write music too, but I'll get back into it. So you can follow me on Instagram at East African Queen 3_.
My name's Atil. I'm a current nursing student. You can find me on social media at Atil Step on all platforms.
I'm Manuel Ngoy, or Angui, you know what I'm saying, what the white people say, Ngoy. Yeah, you can find me at Emmanuel_comedy on Instagram. Everything else is Emmanuel, AMANUAL. And I'm also a writer for the exclusive and elusive Blue Now. So check out her music.
Okay, so
All
let's
right.
get into it.
Yeah.
Colorism. First of all, y'all know the definition of colorism?
No.
Could you
Isn't
please
it
teach
just-
me?
Yes.
Give us the definition.
Isn't it like discrimination?
English, my third language,
Yes.
you know?
Discrimination against a person's
Mm.
skin tone within the Black community.
Yeah.
I actually should look up the actual definition so nobody goes and quotes me.
Right.
But
Between a community.
Them Instagram
for so long,
scholars.
there actually wasn't a definition of colorism
Mhm.
in the context, like, you know, the Oxford Dictionary, or there wasn't a definition of it. It wasn't until, I think, like the early 80s, 90s, till somebody came out with the definition of it. And
Colorism is here.
It.
And colorism is defined as a prejudice or discrimination against individuals with dark skin tones, typically amongst people of the same ethnic or racial group.
Yes. So it doesn't only affect what people think, like the Black community. It's universal.
Right.
So Indians, Asians, they all face colorism. But for some reason, only Black people or Africans think that we only experience it. But skin tone is across the border.
I'm not gonna lie.
There's tiers to colorism. So like when we have this conversation, it's your proximity to whiteness. So
Sure.
that's what people are really talking about. So like, for example, if you go to the Spanish community or if you go to any other community, they want somebody that looks the most white or has the most ideal version of whiteness. So like when we talk about colorism, we need to talk about featureism too, because that's a
Okay.
big thing that like the Sudanese community, for example, us in modeling have been able to benefit from.
Yes.
Is because of a lot of us have features that aren't necessarily associated with being Black and aren't West African.
West African. Yeah.
So we could be super dark, but our faces like,
look
that
very
looks
much. Yep.
kind of
Yeah.
white Black.
And but the real question is that really Eurocentric features? Because at the end of the day, the original man is from Africa.
Oh no, because
You know what
here's
I
the
mean?
thing: we're the
It's-
second oldest haplogroup.
Yeah.
Like you spitting facts
Who's the
right
first?
there.
Who's the first?
It's not the Khoi. I don't want to call them the Khoisan, but it's closer to the Khoisan. So for us, we genetically right now are the second oldest, right?
Yeah.
So there is that we do originate these features, right? But at the same time, they're looking
quote, unquote,
for the perception of the world. Who has the best media? If you're the first person they see of that, that's what they initially think.
Yeah.
So even though we might originate from that and we might be first, because all these features originate from Africa at the end of the day, Ain't no feature that's not from Africa.
Fact.
But when you look at West Africans and you look at these people as less than because their features have this, for example, why African Americans have a slight beef with Sudanese people and Sudanese models doing their thing for the darker women, we're not seeing a wide-nosed woman that's super dark-skinned. We're not seeing big, big, big lips. You know what I'm saying? We're not seeing an African from West Africa. We're only seeing the Sudanese and maybe, I don't know, the Ethiopians. They love that. All of a sudden, the big forehead is beautiful when it's coming from somebody that looked European. So, sorry. My bad.
No, period. You
I love
stated
their
right.
foreheads, man.
Yeah.
Like to headbutt my women, you know what I'm saying?
Whoa.
Not headbutt.
Headbutt.
he said, come here, give me that forehead.
This actually is correct. My experience being dark skinned in America, I feel like I got to the realization that I'm at the bottom of that bucket, you know, like, because, it's like you said, colorism, it's like how white can you be, you get what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, I feel like, people don't really promote themselves or feel highly about themselves unless someone's under them, So as I was growing up, I really didn't have someone under me that I could say, you blacker than me. You get what I'm saying? No facts. That's a fact. So it's like every place I was that person that everybody was,
you walk into a room.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It toughened my skin, but at the same time, it's switching now. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Oh, it's very
I love
interesting.
it.
Yeah, it's very interesting. But yeah, like growing up, you get what I'm saying? My skin tone, I didn't even know. I was like, yo, is this going to be life, bro? Like, is life really going to be like this forever? Like, they saying light skins, curly hair is it, if you ain't like this.
Man.
And then now when I take pictures and I'm feeling myself, they call me light skin.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what you mean?
It's your
I'm light
filter.
skin?
Yeah, they say
It's
look
your
at him
filter.
acting like a light
And I'm just
skin.
feeling myself.
It's your filter.
Like, what you mean? When they was doing it, it wasn't no problem.
Yeah.
It's the filters you use.
Yeah.
Back then, you didn't want me. Now I'm hot. That you get what I'm saying?
Like I can't just feel myself.
I really do wonder if we knew we were gonna be on top,
bruh.
would we be okay with what's happened in the past?
Hey, I'm not gonna lie.
Like I wonder how y'all feel about
I'm not
that.
gonna lie to you. I feel like it's kind of that's what happens though. You get what I'm saying? People's not gonna pick on someone unless they're great. You get what I'm saying?
For real.
So they kind of snitched on themselves.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of look back at it like. It's like you ain't gonna pick on something unless you intimidated
No,
by
for
it.
real.
You get what I'm saying? And
Right.
when you can, you get what I'm saying? And these kids coming to school and like treating me like this, when I see their parents, they ain't much better.
They're
You
just
get what I'm
showing
saying?
kids only come
I'm
out
telling
and
you.
talk like
Regina, I know
their
you have
parents is worse.
how old's your daughter?
She's 4.
Yeah, she's not in school yet.
She's starting school this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, my daughter's in 1st grade.
Mhm.
She starts 1st grade in a week. So she's already talking about her color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, she's
And-
beautiful.
Yeah, no, I tell her every day she's beautiful. Like today, I got all dolled up to get here. She was like, "Can I put the makeup on too and come with you?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Dang." I didn't even know how to really respond to that.
Yeah.
But I tell her she looks beautiful. I said, "Don't be like your mom,
Yeah.
please. I promise you, you're beautiful the way you are." And I don't even know. I feel it's such a hard topic. Like,
Yeah.
To talk with
when your
kids,
kids bring
yeah.
up their skin color, because she
Yeah.
said other kids have said something about her
Yeah.
color,
Right.
and it's honestly got to the point where I can't even talk about it on camera.
And
Yeah.
I think the
Right.
part that's so hard is that you can't control what happens.
You
in the
can't.
You
school
can't.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
what the kids, your kids, or
Yeah.
anyone's kids can endure outside.
Yes.
Like as parents and as aunties, uncles,
Mhm.
whoever, our role and our job is to encourage our little black, nieces and nephews and daughters and sons and tell them you are beautiful, you are amazing, your skin is unique, and just give them all the loving and encouragement at home because that's where the foundation is when it comes to self-esteem and who they are and what their character is. So it all comes back to
Mhm.
what you bring from home.
Yeah.
I tell
Yeah.
people all the time my sole reason for getting even into film and journalism was because there was no dark skins. That was
Yeah.
way before Lupita was in. Like,
Yeah.
Lupita,
I know you've been saying that since we were
Lupita,
kids.
Lupita
Yeah.
came along, like, but like
Yeah.
I hated that there was nobody that I could see.
Yeah.
And I would speak to like, my African American friends, like, y'all got Gabriella Union. Y'all got, you know,
Yeah.
y'all
Yeah.
got Megan Good. Y'all have somebody that y'all can look at. I'm just going off of
Right.
vibes.
Exactly.
Like that's what I'm going off of.
Exactly.
And even with men, y'all had some people too. Like y'all had Denzel. Y'all had some, maybe not Sudanese dark, but you know,
Yeah.
but y'all had some dark skins. Yeah. I mean, like, you know,
Hey,
because
that's
our melanin
different,
is a
though.
little bit richer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, you know, there was still some dark skins
Yeah.
that were up there. Lance Gross, maybe like
Mhm.
people like that. But I worked with kids, and I will never forget the first time. You know, I didn't really like kids before. Anybody that knows me,
Oh,
I
yeah,
ain't
we
really,
know.
I ain't really like kids. But I started working with kids, and I'll never forget the first day I was working there. There was a dark skin girl. She was the only dark skin girl in the like room. She came up to me and she hugged me, and I was just like, "Why she hugged me? She don't even really know me."
Aw.
And then she went and she was whispering around, "That's my dark skin teacher. That's my dark skin teacher."
Aw.
And my coworker had to tell her to stop saying that because you know
Nah, say it
she.
louder.
But I was like, oh my gosh, just me being in the room. I never said nothing to her.
Yeah.
Like made her feel
Mhm.
like, oh my gosh, I'm seen.
Right.
And that was just so crazy to me, and I can't even imagine like how it is. Well, why I say imagine, we went through that,
Oh yeah.
you know, and I
Talk
I-
that talk.
I feel like
Mhm.
going back to what you said, if we knew we were gonna be on top, would we go through what we went through? Yes, I would go through it again just because it made me have such thick
Yeah.
skin. Like
Mhm.
nobody can tell me anything.
Man, at
And
all.
you can't tell me
And
anything about my skin tone
appreciation.
now. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
And
appreciation.
appreciation for my skin and
Exactly.
Mhm.
just everything that comes with it.
Do y'all
Mhm.
think
Yeah.
that this situation that we have right now, where we have all these Sudanese creatives, so like you're a creative, I'm a creative. I've seen a lot of these Sudanese that are been doing their thing in comedy. Do you think we'll get to a point where we'll be able to do our own thing with our own films, and we'll be able to get to a point where all these kids will be able to see us, and it will just be a fad, or we'll be able to continue and break through and actually show them that we really like this, like we actually are talented?
Emmanuel can answer that for you. I think we can, but we have to get to a point where we stop the self-hate and stop the self-jokes and everything else that we do against our own nature. Because
Mm.
you get Sudanese comedians that go out there and talk about their dark skin and make fun of
Mhm.
themselves.
Mm.
That's their form of copingness.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
not comedy. They're just coping in that manner. So when can you go out there and stand on stage and not make a joke about your skin complexion and still be funny?
Yeah.
I'll challenge that.
When can you go out there and make a change in this world without having to reference your skin tone and complexion?
But a lot of
You
comedians
go to-
make fun
you-
of themselves.
Yes.
But have you heard Kevin Hart
self-deprecation.
make fun of his skin color? No.
That's true.
Talk
Yeah.
that talk?
Have
But
you heard
here's-
the Dave Chappelle's make fun of their skin color? No.
Have you heard the Michael Blacksons?
You've heard the Michael Blackmans and
Yeah.
how'd they get funny about self
And now he's making
betraying
sense.
themselves.
He's
So
making
Yeah.
sense.
you can make
But
it,
because behind
but when
every
we're gonna stop making it and be just
No,
be
You
real
can't,
in
you
what we're
can't
doing?
stop the
Mhm.
obvious.
Hey, no, because like
Can-
really
The obvious of you could self-hate
Can I
yourself.
explain why comedy is the way that it is? So, for example, right, you have to state the obvious
Of
for a
course.
situation. Like for me, you see my comedy. I've never had a situation where I make fun of our skin tone, right? Because in my head, I'm like, there's no need for it. But at the same time, you need to be able to break through those jokes and break through those scars.
Correct.
Because
It's-
the idea of like, you can't make fun of that because it is what it is like the same conversation of, no, I'm too sensitive about this. No.
correct.
If it's not a sensitive topic, make a joke about it. Don't think about
Call
it
it a
ever
day. But
again.
if someone's heckling you, then you could go in and rebuttal.
Oh
about
yeah,
it
I
all
roast
day.
the fuck out of people.
All
Don't
day.
get it twisted.
They
Somebody
can
play
say
with
whatever
me,
they
I'm
want.
about
You
to-
can
I'm about to
accept it and
take your
give it
song.
right back. But you're not gonna go out there and try to make a name off yourself because of your features.
Nah, I get
Right.
what you're saying because like
And that's the biggest thing.
literally we making a name for like about our skin. You get what I'm saying? We not just excellent at something. I'm gonna be an actor, but I'm gonna be a good actor because my skin. You get what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna give me that credit.
If you could take your
that I'm
skin
a-
out of it,
You get what I'm
would you
saying?
still
Are you
be-
gonna
Yeah,
still
would
be
you
excellent?
still? Yeah.
We shouldn't
Oh,
be
yeah.
We shouldn't.
relying on our skin tone to be excellent, and that
Yeah.
shouldn't be the topic of conversation when we
Right.
talk to people. You get what I'm saying?
But-
Because when other cultures talk to people, you know, it's I'm a good doctor. You know,
Yeah.
I'm a good athlete. You know,
Yeah.
I'm a model. You know,
Yeah.
it's not about your skin tone, your
Yeah.
skin tone, your skin tone. So I get what you're saying. We need to stop relying on that crutch. You get what I'm saying?
It
'Cause
is
that
a
crutch
crutch.
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
gonna literally.
But we also
hinder
want
us.
representation.
Yeah.
as
Yeah,
well.
that's
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
No,
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
there's
There's a fine line.
Yes, exactly.
No, for
There's a
sure,
fine
for
line.
sure.
where
But
do
the
we
thing
draw
is-
that line?
The thing is, like,
We draw the line in modeling. Because like, let me be honest with
yeah.
you. Every Sudanese person that I've seen do comedy, they're not talking about their skin. Like
Oh,
my
I've
boys
seen
that are over
10
there.
10 of y'all talk about y'all skin.
10 of who?
No,
Are
10
you
out
talking
of
about
10.
old boy with the goofy teeth? Let me not get on it. But we got the boys in Melbourne. They doing their thing.
Yeah.
They be
Yeah.
doing their
Did you see
thing.
the buddy off of HET?
No. I'm talking
I
about the
did,
boys
I
that are
did.
doing it right. I'm
Yeah,
talking about
but
the boys that are
the
doing
one
it
that
right.
got all the hype off of HET. What he went up there and
Where
did.
he at now?
I don't know where he at, but he
But
he
that's
put
what's
exactly my
portraying
point.
us. That's
But
what's
the ones
portraying
all
us.
building-
publicity.
But that's what
Is
they're
either
gonna
good
push.
or bad.
Can I talk about the ones
Go
that are
ahead.
building? Because I'm gonna tell you this right now: the ones that are building in Melbourne, they're gonna be in this thing for a long time. We know talent. Like I love comedy, and I be doing this comedy thing. And I'm gonna tell you straight up, the ones that are just doing it because they're just dark skinned or they have features or it's like old school comedy, they're not gonna last. They never have, never will last. Real talent is always gonna last, outlast the fuckery. Like this is truth. It's the same thing with like modeling is a feature based thing.
It is.
But the beautiful will also still be beautiful at the end of the day, right? Because let's be honest, my brother right here, beautiful motherfucker. He doing this goddamn thing. He gonna be in the game for a long period of time. He gonna get in his bag. For me, I'm funny. I know I've been funny. I'm always gonna be funny because for 15, 12 years from now, I'm still be doing the same thing, and I'm gonna be doing it bigger and better.
Correct. But
so for us
where
that are,
do we draw the line? Where do we sit
there
there?
is. Let me be real with you. In comedy, there is no line.
But in every other aspect of this,
Yeah.
lifetime,
Talk about other because comedy.
Where do we draw the
talk
line?
about comedy,
and we
with-
sit here and say, "Hey, we're going to support this. We're not going to support this because this is a mockery on us as people, and then this is actually real talent." Where do we draw that line?
Beggars can't be choosers right now.
Facts.
That's in my
That's our
film class.
children's conversation.
Listen, that's the life motto I live by.
That's our children's
I
conversation.
understand that, but right now in this lifetime, we sit here and tell anybody that's making a mockery on social media about our complexion and about our people to stop doing it.
Get the other side.
Can we step up and call these lines?
Get the other side. No, get the other side.
Wait, it goes to a conversation we had in my film class one time where it goes, would you rather have negative representation or no representation at all?
No representation.
What?
That is crazy. Look at that.
Because the negative is going to give you prejudice. It's going to give you
let me ask you.
stereotypes.
Let me ask you.
And now these
negative
stereotypes
forever.
will live on generations upon generations.
Your pride will lead to the downfall of your people because you won't.
Have you ever laughed at one of these jokes?
No.
Never.
Yeah.
I got
because negative representation. Yeah, exactly. Exactly what she said.
Like you said, for me, I'll answer that question. I'd rather have no representation. Why? Because the negative representation puts out stereotypes in the world. Stereotypes become prejudices.
They're already there.
And then from that point, racism is taught. I'm already teaching now. The next 3 or 4 generations
we already at
have
the
not
bottom.
been changed
But I have
because
a
I
question.
allowed for negative representation.
But we can't go lower than the bottom.
Look, but even before there was negative,
something can.
we can't go lower than the bottom.
Wait,
Yes,
guys,
you
you have
How?
to think about it
It's
though.
below 0 for a reason.
You have to think about it. Don't kill me.
With temperature, it gets below 0 for a reason.
So you think we?
Wait.
So you think at the bottom?
There's-
Hold on. So you
there's
think?
levels.
So you think at this time? No. Hey, no. So when you see Sudanese,
Wait, Regina.
You go ahead.
Yeah, I think representation is very important. It can start as a negative thing, but that doesn't mean that it's going to impact everybody negatively.
Right.
Because someone can see something that went really negative, but at the same time there is some sort of success and there's some sort of motivation, so that will get more dark-skinned content creators or whatever it is. So I think is finding what you like and what you're good at and keep doing that thing and showing other people that they are able to do it too,
Right.
and regardless of their skin tone.
Yeah.
we just need to be good.
Yeah, just be good at what you
Just
do.
be good at what you do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Just be
And
good at what you do.
even just going back, if you look at the media, we never had representation, but we still had a negative connotation. So no
Exactly.
representation
Yeah.
or negative representation,
Exactly.
the negative outcome is still going to
Yeah.
be there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you would rather have at least the representation. You could see somebody, and like she said, that's where you go and discern. Like, oh my gosh, that's negative. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
At least they're up there, but I can see let me see the positive side. But if you have nobody that you can look up to, they look like
Right.
you, that can definitely have some self-hate, it can, your self-esteem. Like, there's a lot of things that can play into that.
Mhm.
So even
makes
if it is negative, at least there's somebody up there that looks like you.
Regardless, people are gonna have their opinions and their judgments of you.
Yeah.
Period.
Mm.
Whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
So I do agree.
And they saying
Representation.
they saying worse things behind the doors than you think you see on these comedy stages. You get what I'm saying?
Your
So
homies,
we've
actually,
already-
think about it. Your
Your
homies,
own
the whole.
We've
Your
heard
own
it.
homies.
We've heard them.
Mm-hmm,
You know what I'm
listen,
saying?
I always say the number one reason men even go project when it comes to colorism is because your homies made fun of you. Your homies not only made fun of you, they probably made fun of that dark skinned girl that you thought you liked, and now here you are insecure. So you're going on and you're projecting.
Then-
So do you guys think that dark skinned men or dark skinned women are deemed more desirable or accepted in this day and age, this society?
Hell yeah, women got it easier than men.
Absolutely not.
What?
Listen,
Not-
let me keep it real. Ready?
Go ahead.
Dark skinned women are the it fetish right now in the world.
You just said fetish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As being a fetish for the last 5 years, you doing something right.
You
You've
know
been
what
a
a fetish
fetish
is?
for the last
How
30,
long,
40 years.
how long has dark skinned men been a fetish?
since the 90s.
That's
since
a lie.
since our boy Ricky.
That's a lie.
Since that big bald headed brother was doing his
That
thing.
is a lie.
Bro, don't you lie to yourself and act like you haven't been
You
fetishized
can't
by
sit
white
here-
women, but you haven't been fetishized by
It's not even the actors.
Because I am black.
Not even the
Doesn't matter dark
actors.
skin, just being black.
Exactly.
But here's the thing.
But women that fetishize us only fetishize us for the fact that we are black on all spectrums of color.
It's still
But
fetish.
dark-skinned
That's a lie.
women have had it more in the modeling industry, had it more in the entertainment
that's as of
industry.
recently.
Dark-skinned
That's
men in
recently.
the fashion industry, where
But-
dark-skinned men,
As of
we're
recently.
still being called booty scratchers till this day.
Wait, but
Bro,
you even wait.
I ain't gonna hold you.
Dang.
He,
Name one person who's not supposed to be
I ain't gonna hold you. You told me earlier that
he's
you
right.
shouldn't. You told me earlier, and
Who
you
got
quote,
you,
quote
man?
unquote. This is where I'm going. I'm joning on you. You cannot be emotional. You don't like the emotions. They don't like dark skinned men. And now you telling me this BS?
But keep it
bro?
real, Emmanuel.
I'm keeping it real, and I'm being
telling
real
right
with you
now,
real quick.
In the world,
The realest you gonna get.
I'm about to be real with you. Let me tell you
Let me
that.
finish. Let me finish.
Okay.
In the realness of the world we live in, number one, women got it easier than men.
No.
You need to stop
Boo.
comparing.
Tomatoes, tomatoes,
men.
tomatoes.
Okay, look. When y'all talking about dark skinned men too.
Until y'all,
Okay,
y'all
okay,
gotta
go.
just
Wait,
unravel
wait,
this.
go.
Okay, hold
I'ma
on, hold
let it
on.
be.
Go ahead,
I ain't
go
even
ahead.
gonna argue it.
Because
Okay.
you gotta understand when you talking about dark skinned men too. Are you talking about my dark skin? Are you
Yes.
talking about dark skin? You get what I'm saying? Which dark skin are you talking about? Because y'all gotta understand when I'm speaking to a woman and she talking about she like dark skins, but when she see me,
You ain't
and I would say
not
in the
that
past, you get what I'm saying. But you have to be a certain look for them to like you from this dark skin.
But let's be
You
real with
get what I'm
ourselves.
saying?
We've always been a fetish. They've
No,
always
yes,
I've
loved
always
the-
been
No,
a
we
fetish.
have
super
not.
super dark.
Sudanese men.
Hell
Yes,
no.
you've always been a
Because
fetish.
here's I'm being
Sudanese
real.
men.
This is coming from.
Fetish to y'all.
Let me talk about it. Let me
But
talk
Let me
about
know.
it.
Let me know.
Let's
Let me
because
know.
here's the thing. Where does the mandingo fetish come from?
Yee, yee.
Like, let's be real with ourselves. This has been seen since the beginning of time. The idea is that our fetish has been here. It's been here,
You gotta
and
understand.
you know damn well what we
Are we
talking
not?
about.
Are we
too.
not the
Was it
first?
Sudanese
Are we
man?
not the first
Was it a dark-skinned
generation
man?
like into America basically?
Yes,
You
we
get
are.
what I'm saying? So we are.
Yeah,
So it
we
hasn't
are.
been like this.
But here's the
It
thing.
was
You get
more
what I'm
chestnut.
saying?
It
Okay,
wasn't
okay,
beef.
You
let me
is
say-
the color
okay,
of
wait,
more
wait,
sense. What are
wait.
you talking about?
So what
lying.
I can say from both of y'all.
You was shade lighter than my brother.
Look, let's
Taylor.
wrap it. Let's wrap it here. What I can say, what Garang just said made a point. We are the first generation in the Western world, but what we can say is that y'all were accepted way more quicker than we were.
I would
Y'all
say-
men were
that's a
accepted
fact.
quicker
That's a
than we
fact.
were.
Um,
You come to that
disagree.
conclusion?
I
The thing
agree.
is, you
Listen,
know why?
listen.
The
Can
first
I
mixture
make
of
a
listen,
comment?
salad
listen.
was from a Sudanese woman, not a man.
Can we talk about why that is?
Man.
Why?
Because we were able to be a benefit to the idea of what they wanted. They could use our bodies quicker
Exactly.
because of what we gave. Because we had a brother
Yeah.
by the name of Manu Bull, baby.
Yeah.
Like, that was the first thing that they saw of us. It was this tall basketball. Because that's the first thing you think about Sudanese man.
Physique.
You don't
Yeah.
think of
Physique.
modeling. Modeling came in
Yeah.
the early
Yeah.
2000s and it started popping off. So it's the same thing where they're using our bodies and never had the idea of, oh no, wait, are Sudanese smart? Are they doctors or this? We don't have that other perception of us. And that's where the conversation is. How do they use us before they can actually see us as people? Because they don't see us as people.
Emmanuel,
As objects,
Emmanuel,
even
just
when it comes to
keeping
modeling.
it real. At the end of the day, when you walk outside, you still a black man in the eyes of everything against you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Simple as that. Do we have it easier? Hell no, we don't. Black women got easier than black men.
I will
think
say
you don't-
that
I think that's two different-
that is
that's
see,
two
now
different
you're
ways.
talking.
Listen,
Listen,
that's
that's
two
the
different.
reality of life.
Because I'll never say that we have
black
it easy.
men.
We're
You get
still
what I'm saying?
perceived.
In the corporate world, you get what I'm saying? It's tough. You get what I'm saying? Because they don't want us up there. They've, a lot of ways destroyed our families. You
Mhm.
get what I'm saying? Black women in corporate, they go higher than men. And Sudanese, I
I
feel
would like to pause all of y'all because
But that's what I
y'all must not know about misogynoir. Because don't forget
Amen.
misogyny and misogynoir. You say black women have it hard. I mean, black men have it harder. We deal with not only race but gender. You only deal with
Yeah.
race.
Talk that
You
talk.
understand that?
Y'all got
the
the gender
hierarchies.
today,
You
though.
got the hierarchies of it. It goes white man,
Today.
white woman, black
Women-
man,
women?
black
If you
women.
don't agree
and
with
if
the
you
woman
go
today-
It goes
wait,
black women
and
than
then
black men.
no,
You don't agree
when
with
you
the
go,
woman
wait,
today.
When you go into the category of black women, then that's when you go into the colorism. Because if you break it down, it's the light skin, then it's the dark skin. So we are at the bottom of the barrel.
No.
I mean,
Facts.
and look at corporate.
Well,
Today's
we
in
get
2023,
even the pay
no.
difference.
Even the pay difference.
Pay difference for
$1.
black
Do you
women.
know how much we get?
Hey, can I ask a
36
question?
cents.
Can I ask a question, right? The
That's
biggest thing
crazy.
about pay difference. If it was such a big difference, wouldn't everybody just hire women?
Okay, so this is where we
Y'all
have the
think
real. Let's
women are
let's go.
dumb?
Let's discuss the real facts. Okay.
I would hire all women if
Hey.
it was that
I
option.
mean,
So
that's
this
what
is
the
this is
reality
this is the
is.
problem
Company
of.
hire
Can
all
we
That's
be real about the pay?
discrimination. You
This is the
can't do
problem of
that.
conditioning. So the real conversation here is where do women usually go for a specific thing? Because when you get the pay gap, what do you get? You get the women that are. It's going to consider all doctors. So the ones that are pediatricians compared to the ones that are surgeons. Which ones are going to be more surgeons? Men. So you're going to have a higher difference of pay. But also, when we get to that point, I think it goes to like 98 or 97% to like 100 to men to women. So it's like a 3% difference or something like that. I might be wrong. We can get that fact checked. That'd be dope. But when we get to that conversation, here's the real conversation. Are women feeling emboldened enough to go talk to their boss and be like, hey, I feel like I need a raise? But they're not going to be able to because you can't connect, because I'm a man. I can connect to that dude and I can go golfing with him and we could talk about sports and we could do our thing because more men are going to be in the corporate entity and they're going to be higher ups. But so when you say that black women and black men, yes, obviously black men aren't as educated and they're not in these conversations. But when black men are in these, they are in these top spots.
So can I speak
these
to you?
These brothers
real
are
quick?
successful.
No, can I speak to you? So myself, I have a bachelor's degree from the University of Utah. I've yet to use my degree yet, right? I work for Freightliner Corporate. I am in the sales department. There's one woman that works amongst me and 9 other men.
She's Sudanese?
No.
Or is she black?
She's white.
She's white. And I'm going to tell you. Listen,
Intersectionality, brother.
No. Let me ask the question, right? The biggest reason between pay gap is comfort. I can sit and I can say my salary every year for a year is $12,000 a year. That's my base. Anything else I make afterwards, it's part of my work. How many women are willing to risk just making $1,000 a month and you don't know it's uncertain on the other end of it?
See, now you're just talking.
Yeah, that's why I made that noise.
How many women are willing to risk a small amount for the possibility? More men are willing to risk to reward compared to women.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Y'all want the salary.
How do we know
Y'all
this?
want the steady pay.
How we know
Me,
this?
I can sit here, I can say,
hey, how we know
I'll
this?
take $1,000 a month.
If that's the case, is there something wrong with
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
But within ourselves, we see each other in different shades.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Everybody that has the skin tone.
I'm 11:58.
This guy is crazy. This guy is insane.
So we got colorism even between the dark skins. Is it like super colorism?
That's the
Yeah,
honest
it
truth
is.
behind it.
That's crazy.
We sit here and make fun of each other. You
Proximity
darker
to
than
whiteness.
me. I say you darker than me. As a comeback, and you've heard it before in your life.
Exactly.
When people look at me and you, we the same. Ain't no difference.
I had to fight a dude in my football team because he was a dark skinned dude, but he looked like a freaking, what's that shit called?
He got glasses on.
No. What's the animal? Raccoon. Because he had like discoloration, and he was all like, "Man, you dark skinned." I was like, "Bro, you look like a raccoon." Like your shades is all off.
The biggest part about it
gave
is
him black African soap.
within the dark skin of our people, and within this South Sudanese at all. We still discriminate amongst each other.
Yep.
Because a small difference in complexion.
Well, because of white supremacy. I mean,
but that's our issue. Where do we end it?
We
Where
love
do
the white
stop
man.
it?
We love their religion. We love their people. We love everything. We kiss it.
Listen,
the white
religion
man.
ain't got nothing to do with this.
We come to their education. We come to their modeling industry.
I think it's a little bit more of the fact that it's more of
self-hate that comes from
it's
what
self-hate,
indoctrination
as
of
long
what?
as it's also not willing to acknowledge yourself.
No,
Indoctrinated by what?
Realistically,
Because I'd rather in Arabic they
realistically,
say what you call it. You take the thorn out your eye before you take the thorn out the next
realistically,
person's.
that's in the Bible.
But I'd rather take the other person's thorn out and laugh at them. Why would I do that?
Realistically,
You got to keep it real. Like you got to sit
What's
here and
in
say,
the Bible?
I'm beautiful in the complexion that I am in.
Amen.
How do I uplift the next person next to me?
Koyom,
Yeah.
realistically, it's in your intelligence,
Of
right?
course.
How can you discriminate someone based on their skin tone, like their skin tone? You know, it speaks a lot about your mind. You get what I'm saying? I feel like, me being dark skinned, I felt, the whole spectrum of it, right? So even in South Sudanese men, right? We will say those jokes, but it's different in South Sudanese men, because we could joke about that, and I feel like it's because we really don't mean it, right? But stepping out, if I'm this dark and somebody else is dark skinned for America, you get what I'm saying? We getting treated different. Yeah, that's just my take on it, but I really feel like it just speaks to your intelligence because I don't really understand why, you get what I'm saying?
I get you, but it's
yeah.
more. It's not even the intelligence factor,
Yeah.
but it's more the fact that we sit here and we portray ourselves to be one way because we refuse to see ourselves in the image that we're created.
Hey, what are you talking about?
It's more the fact we see ourselves and then we look at the next person. We're like, I'm not the same as them.
That's why you're projecting.
And then you project
Yeah.
instead of sitting here and be like, I am the same as the next person next to me. When you sit here and you can actually acknowledge and take in the fact that you are what you is.
It's hard when society doesn't accept
But
you for who you
society is
are.
all a
In the
projection
beginning,
of
yeah.
other people's opinions. When are you going to stop
But
letting
who
other
actually
people's
looks
opinions?
at it like that?
But
Do you still look
we
at
have
it
to
like
start
that?
within.
Do you still look at it like that?
I look at it as me, myself, and I.
That's what
I am the creature of my being. I'm the creation of my dirt and the soil that I come from.
Okay.
And everything around me and the people around
That
me, people
starts
from my
from
country.
your
it's-
parents telling you that. Our parents never
Yes.
told us that because they didn't know what discrimination
yeah.
was.
But it's also
Until
until
they got
then.
here.
That's why I'm so excited for the next generation.
How do you say this when some of us have gone through Khartoum discrimination into Egypt? Chocolate.
They didn't bring it here to America.
Wait, how old are you? How old are you again?
I'm
Like
30.
30.
They made songs about us. Fanaroda in St. Mary's in Egypt. They made songs about us.
I hear those stories and I
So-
feel so
But
bad.
I don't think-
really do.
We used to
I don't-
fight every day going to school. You don't understand. Like, for real, for real.
No, I heard it was
we used
bad.
to beat up Egyptians because of the songs they sung.
Oh, so you grew up over there.
Yeah, I
We
heard it
spent
was
time there.
bad.
Like we used to fight Egyptians off of the songs they sang.
How long did you spend over there?
I was there for a year and a half.
Year and a half.
And for the year and a half, going to school every single day, we used to fight. We sit on our balconies. They say something, we run downstairs, we kick their ass. That's the
Yeah, it's a
reality of the
sad
world.
story.
So
It's a
until you
sad
learn to
story.
accept it within you, that's when you can send it out to the world.
But
If you're
do you
gonna
think
hate
you were able to accept it because you went through that?
No, I accepted it way before that. Because of my upbringing. And my upbringing is not the same as everybody else.
That's what I'm saying.
Everyone has their own journeys in this lifetime. Everyone has their own trials, tribulations. But you have to sit in front of yourself and say, this is who I am and this is how I'm going to stand. Because you can't change nothing about who you are. No matter how you feel, when you open your door, the world going to see how they see you. How you going to see yourself is how you see yourself.
Is this how you talk to someone that
Who is
may not have that perspective?
That's how I talk to my nephews. I got nephews born in America. Dark, just like me.
Okay.
And I want to teach them in this lifetime that life is what you make of it. Life is what you put into it, and life is what you take out of it. If you're not willing to accept
But you know
the
they're
things
not
in
taking it like how you're saying
You
it,
know,
right?
hey, because like in reality,
Their
if
outside
you
experience
you
is
got to
different.
understand this
you gotta see
too.
my nephews. They'll put you on game. They're 9 and 14.
Listen.
They'll put
Okay,
you on game.
how they're showing it to you on the outside, is it really, do you really
Do you feel that's how they are on the inside?
Oh, of course, 100%. Because you got to speak life into
I hope
people.
you're right. I really do.
You really got to speak life into people. If you don't speak life into something you believe in, then you wasting your words.
But do you
Have
feel
you-
like how you're speaking is speaking life? Because I
Yeah.
feel like you're trying to address it, but you're not speaking life into them.
I
Yeah.
Does that make
so
sense?
When I sit with my nephews, my nephew Akud, he's 14
Yeah.
now. He's 13.
Yeah.
I sit with Akud and I tell him, hey, what's going on with you? What's going on in school?
Yeah.
What the issues you're dealing with? And we're very transparent with each other.
Mm.
And within that aspect of it, he'll say, oh, people are making fun of me for this. And I
Mhm.
say, don't let them make fun of you. You are bigger. You're bigger than what they're saying. You are more real than what it is.
Mm.
And your being in this world means a lot more.
I want to
than
know what
anything
his
they're saying.
response is. And he says what? Yeah, I hear you.
He does not say I hear. Sometimes he's quiet, but then I catch him a week or two later,
Yeah.
Whoa.
and he's accepting his own mora.
Yeah.
So
His
you-
aura
Well,
is
maybe because we
changing.
don't know your nephew, so I can't really speak too much on it. But speaking to my own daughter, she'll come back a week later and like kind of stutter, like, like, I hear you, Mom. I want to understand you.
They won't understand
but
until they're
I don't
older.
think I really do understand the
Yeah.
words coming out your mouth. But one day I hope I do.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm really understanding it right now.
But that's the point of life. So I have a niece.
Yeah,
my
yeah.
my niece just turned 16,
Mm-hmm.
and on that aspect of it, we done spoke so much life to my niece, and we try to guide her in the best way we can.
Yeah.
And all as we can do as adults and role models in this world, we can only give guidance.
Yeah.
Right.
We can't hold your hand and force
Yeah.
reactions.
Even though
We
I
can
want
o-
to.
Even though we want to, we can't. But if we could draw a certain game plan, put a proposal out there, and guide them in the right directions,
Yeah.
we could teach these children that this world ain't against you. This world's really for you.
Koyam, do you think the way that you're teaching, right, and the way that you're speaking about these things to your nephew, that we would agree with that too? Like, just the way you're approaching it, I guess. Because in today,
Everybody's
like
different.
just Sudanese men, right?
Mhm.
You're 30, I'm 23, right?
Mhm.
It's a big difference.
Oh,
you know?
definitely.
You're 30 and I'm 23, but there's a huge difference,
Damn.
in those couple years, right? And it's crazy because like, hearing you talk, you sound like, an OG. You get what I'm saying?
I'm the youngest.
That's what's insane. But people's not listening to an OG today. You get what I'm
I
saying?
get it
Like
because the book has changed.
so it's like I feel like the perspective you bring into the table is kind of outdated, and people not going, able to even hear it. You get what I'm saying?
You have
Like
to
it'll be
translate.
different. It'll be different if you was wrong. And you're not wrong in a lot of things you're saying,
Yeah.
but it's kind of outdated and I can't hear it. You
Yeah.
know?
Hey,
I
but
can
what-
understand,
Hey,
but I just
can
can't
I
hear what you're
can I
saying.
speak on that?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm 27, so I'm
Yeah.
in between both of
You
y'all.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So what you need to do is translate it. You
Yeah.
need to be able to speak, and then put it in terms that the kids can
No, that's what I'm
understand.
saying. So like
Yeah,
from his
that's what he's
perspective,
saying.
he
So-
might
so
not
you want me to
understand why
code
people.
switch?
You might understand.
Yes.
You might not understand why
Definitely.
people not listening to you, right? They might say, "Yeah," you get what I'm saying, but sometimes we turn off our ears,
Of course.
and it's like, just hearing you talk, and today's generation, I don't know if you
Yeah.
see the Sudanese men
But
today.
I see.
your
And
nephews are gonna be
Yeah, your
completely
nephews-
grateful for you,
Yeah.
believe it or not. Like,
yeah, they're gonna be grateful
But I
for
already know
sure.
you believe it.
This is done more upon me being the youngest. I'm the closest to my nephew and my nieces, right? I'm
Yeah.
the closest in age.
Yeah.
My older siblings in their late 30s, early 40s, they can't relate to them as much as I can.
yeah,
So this code switching thing, I get it, because even between me and Gurung, the 7-year gap, it's a big gap. If I could say something, he might understand it, but he might not interpret it the way I wanted him
Oh,
to
no,
interpret it.
I completely
Yeah,
understand.
and I'm saying,
Yeah.
but you might take it in it's just a little bit of a twist than what I meant to say it as, or anybody else.
At the end of the day, what you got to do is give them and talk to them in their language. So you give them phrases and something that they can instill in themselves that they can still come back. Kids or Sudanese kids or these dark-skinned kids that are out there, you got to give them these motivations and these things and these affirmations that they can remember. Like even like the idea, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Like these different terms that even African Americans have been giving their kids since day one. Like telling a little black girl, "You are a goddess. You are the original woman. You are what they come from." So they are scared of what they used to be and what they have come from. They see the power in you. I have power in me. I am beautiful. I am black. Black is beautiful. You give them that stuff, and it will still in them till forever.
Mm-hmm.
That's what my parents, that's what my father instilled in me. To this day, that's why I wanted the darkest woman I could find. Because my dad said, you didn't get a You're going to get a girl that's black. I want them as black as this piece of paper. This man got the darkest shade paper he can find. He don't want it. You know what I'm saying? No. Oh, no, it's just a black piece of paper. It was like, it wasn't even a piece of paper. It was like
I ain't never
cardboard.
seen a black piece of paper.
It was this behind you. Like,
All right,
write that up.
From where?
Yeah, as a mother, I think it's very important to have those conversations, and it's okay to talk to them about not being black or having that people are different, and there's nothing wrong with being different, but this is who you are. This is who God made you, and he made you in his image. So you love who you are. And just
Nobody's
give her
the same.
affirmation, every
Yeah.
day, and just talk about it and just instill self-love in her.
Yeah, I think it goes back to kind of what Emmanuel said, that just affirming the younger dark skins and letting them know, because maybe sometimes they might not get it in the household, but if you see somebody or if you know somebody that's younger and that you're in proximity of, just affirming them and letting them know that their value does not come from man, it comes from God. And God says, like you said, we're made in his image, we're beautiful creatures. So who cares what they have to say? And eventually later on, they'll realize, oh my gosh, that auntie, that uncle, everything they said was true. They might not understand it when they're younger, but when they're older, they'll truly appreciate you for that.
I don't got no kids, so I could talk from my perspective. But I think, that colorism topic is kind of old. I'm kind of tired of it. You get what I'm saying? I feel like we need to grow up. I feel like we just stuck on a topic that it's like we feeding into a conversation that we don't even need to have amongst ourselves. None of us in this room, I feel like we're grown. We're past colorism, right? So
It's hard to get past something that you
Nobody
still
speaks on.
experience
Valid.
yourself.
oh, you see, so you haven't got past colorism.
No, I see what you're saying, but it's
But
hard.
society-
It's who I am.
Society.
I grew up
Society
with it.
has
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Whoever came
No, I'm
into
just
my life
saying.
and said like, "Oh, what you went through is okay."
No.
Like no,
No,
no
listen.
one's
No,
even
this
said
sounds-
that to me. I'm trying to come to the point of my to the terms
Oh,
of
so
it.
you still ain't come to terms.
But
Believe it or not, no.
And this is what I'm
And
trying to
believe it or
say.
not, a lot of people haven't.
And-
Y'all
and-
laughing,
but look,
but a lot of people have not.
But
Yeah.
then from that
That's a fact.
perspective,
Yeah.
you got in a relationship. Do you
Everybody
get what I'm
has their own
saying?
journey.
Do you get what I'm saying though? Look, this is what I'm trying to say from that. From that perspective where you still ain't come to terms with that colorism that happened to when you're younger. Then y'all come after us. You get what I'm saying? Because I've came to terms with it, right?
But not a lot
What-
of men have. That's what she's saying.
No, that's what I'm saying. But she says she hasn't.
Mhm.
So what I'm saying is that when y'all are looking for a man, let me just touch on that real quick. Y'all haven't still came to terms with what happened. You get what I'm saying? In the colorism. So when y'all are looking for
Not
men,
saying like
you-
all the way, but just a little bit. Like obviously, because I feel beautiful in my skin right now.
Yeah.
But believe it or not, there's a little piece of me that's still a little, like, I still think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand.
It didn't go
No,
away
it
all
makes
the
sense.
way.
It makes sense.
That's
But
a human.
I'm saying,
I'm
like,
not-
the older we get, right, we got a community, right?
Mhm.
Like in this room where we've grew past it. Do you get what I'm saying? We look at it now, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
We could
okay.
choose to put ourselves in rooms where that colorism is not a problem.
Correct.
You know, I was stuck in a classroom
Can you?
where
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't really
You gotta-
blame somebody for not.
I'm gonna tell you a little bit of advice.
Okay.
It's more the fact that you can forgive, but you can't forget.
Yeah.
No matter
It's not
how
about
much,
forgetting, right?
if I forgive,
No, you did
Like-
say
like-
you
like-
wanted.
That's what I'm saying.
like
forgetting.
if someone really forgave you, and they say they forgave you 100%, that
Okay,
thought is
so
still
who-
somewhere in their
so
mind.
who are you?
can never
Who are you
forget.
not forgetting to? Like who?
The society.
Hey, brother,
Amen.
can you look at this conversation like, imagine if somebody said that to you about racism?
Racism,
No,
exactly.
listen,
We want you to
That's
forget
what's crazy,
racism.
though.
Move
Think
forward.
about
We're
this,
bigger
though.
than
No,
racism.
No, think
you
about this
can't.
though, realistically. When y'all see that it stems from the parents, right? It doesn't stem from the children.
Whoa.
The parents is what brings it into you.
No.
You know, so a lot of times we got this color. Like right now, are you gonna pour that into your child, right? Instead of pouring healing into your child, you're gonna pour that little.
No, that's not what it is. You can't control what happens.
Outside.
Yes.
This is societal.
Yeah.
This
And you
is
can't even
societal.
control when you walk into a room. There might be a colorist person in there.
Everything
Yeah.
I've ever
know that.
told her,
I
is
understand
she's
what you're
beautiful,
saying.
but
Healing.
she still goes out there and comes back and tells me, "Mommy, somebody
Yes.
said this about me," and it irks my nerves. It
Yeah,
makes me want to
yeah.
explode
For sure.
because there's someone out there telling her different than I'm telling her.
You might have forget.
Right.
That
but-
makes
Yeah.
the inside of your body.
But
itch.
what
gotta
you're
remember that.
doing
Might need
is
a part two.
you're providing her the tools.
Hey, I
Yeah.
think we need a part two.
Y'all gotta
Yeah.
remember-
This color, because that's too much.
Let me wrap up.
We need a part two.
Let me wrap up.
Yeah.
Let me wrap up.
Yeah.
But like I said, right? I said, remember, like,
Yeah.
you know, I don't got kids, so I'm gonna talk
Yeah,
about
yeah.
me.
No,
You
no,
get
I
what I'm
understand.
saying?
Yeah.
So I get from that perspective, but
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. I feel like, in my opinion,
Yeah,
this topic is old, it's outdated,
yeah.
and I feel like, you know, we could go for stories and stories forever. It's not like I haven't
Yeah.
experienced it. You get what
I
I'm
hear
saying?
you.
I've experienced it real deep. You know, we could go forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just feel like it's an outdated topic. You know, the people that have
Yeah.
that level of frequency, you know, that intelligence level, we shouldn't be talking.
Yeah, I
on that
definitely hear where
level.
you're coming from.
You get
like,
what I'm saying? But
yeah.
yeah, that's my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, I think all in all, everything starts in the home.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
like what you're doing with your daughter, as far as providing her the tools of admiration and telling her she's beautiful, is just it's a great representation of whenever she goes outside, not to treat other people that way. Because she's
Yeah.
like, wait, mom is teaching me this
Yeah.
at home. So I think we have the ability to stop the line of colorism. I mean, I'm not a mom yet.
Yeah.
In the future, but I know for me, what I would want to do is cultivate my child and let them know all the things of that they're beautiful, and give them all the affirmations and just prepare them for what the world
Is
is,
gonna
what they're gonna face
put
in
them
the
through,
world.
yeah.
Yeah, and if I can stop the line of colorism there, I would. And I feel like that what you're doing is exactly what is
Yeah.
going to happen.
How do you stop the line of colorism? If you don't mind me asking.
I think it comes. I mean, that's a sticky topic too, but I
Part
think
two, part two.
starting is by telling your daughter, "Hey, you are a dark-skinned woman. If you see another dark-skinned person, it is not. Don't go off of what other people are doing and saying
To them.
to them.
Or to you.
That's not okay."
Yeah.
So are you saying that because your parents didn't tell that to you, that didn't stop the line of colorism?
My parents have told me that.
So you're doing the same thing
What
to
do
your children.
Yeah, I'm carrying on and telling them the same thing my
Oh,
parents have told
and
me.
that's gonna stop the line of colorism.
It can start.
Colorism-
Somewhat.
colorism
It can
is-
start.
Yeah.
Somewhat. Somewhat.
Yeah,
Okay.
somewhat
Yeah.
it can help.
What I'm saying is like we continue that topic. You get
Everything
what
that
I'm
everyone
saying?
has
It's not
ever
gonna
started
stop.
never
That's like
started
somebody
right
telling
away.
you, just
Right.
because you talk
Yeah.
about
No, no,
racism,
no,
it's
that's
gonna.
what I'm- no,
how are we
could
gonna
for
stop
sure do that,
racism?
but that's what I'm saying. We're not even changing our approach.
Like,
You
I'm
get what
not
I'm
saying
saying?
that it's gonna
We're
stop
not-
it completely. It's
No,
gonna
no,
be the end
no,
all
that's-
be all.
no,
But I'm
that's what
saying
I'm-
it's a start.
No, that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. It's an old
evolving.
topic. Go ahead. My fault though. My fault. I didn't
No,
mean
it's
to.
okay. But that's all I was saying.
Okay.
I have a few mantras I live by. My first one's you got to be you to be beautiful. And how do we change that? Like in our household, that I have a 16-year-old niece, and we try to show as much love to the women in our household so she understands that people do love women that do look like her.
Yeah.
Mm.
Whether it's mothers, sisters, aunties, cousins, etc. You have to show love within your own home, like she was saying. It starts in the home,
Mm-hmm.
and if you can't portray that and show that image,
Mm-hmm.
she ain't gonna see it outside in the world.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Simple as that. She will never see it outside in the world if you don't start within your own realm. So if you got sisters, nieces, cousins, etc., show love and let them know that they're beautiful in this world. No matter what the world thinks, there's some beauty seen in them from the people around them. And that's where we start. And where do we finish? We could only build from there.
Amen.
Okay, I love what you said. It starts at home. I wish it could have started at home with me, but my parents didn't grow up in America. I really wish they did. It would have been a whole different ball game.
Absolutely.
Telling our parents what we were going through, they're just looking at you like, okay, you black, and so what? Like, I wish my parents could have said like, yeah, you're black and beautiful, but they're just looking at you like, yeah, you're black like me.
And
What's the big point?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Grant.
I'm not gonna lie, like,
I know it could
bro,
go for days. It really no. This
bro.
conversation could never end. Like I promise you, we could go all night,
me-
like sitting here.
Let me interject again, because yeah, you're right though. You're right. It's something. So it's like, think about it though. Are they wrong? You get what I'm saying? Because our parents.
No,
really-
I don't blame them.
No. It's
Just
not
a
even
different
blaming.
generation.
Yeah.
Are they wrong though? You get
Our
what I'm
parents
saying?
are cut from a different cut
I
of
feel like
bread.
we're very.
They're not
look,
wrong, but they're in a
This what-
new
this what I'm trying to say
environment.
though. We're
Cut from a
very
different slice of
today. We
bread.
gotta understand.
Uh-huh.
Let's stop being as emotional as these people we see. You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say. It's an old topic.
No.
You know.
Yeah,
Go ahead though. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Hey, part two. Hey, we got one more.
And, yeah.
Hey, we got one more. We got one more.
I hear you,
like,
Garrett.
Hey,
one mic,
I
one
really
mic.
Hear you.
We got one more right there.
Yeah.
All right, so I do agree with everything that Emma was saying, because the same thing, like with my parents, they grew up back home, so they didn't like
Yeah.
experience like the whole getting bullied at school, racism. And my parents, they weren't the type to tell me like, oh, you're beautiful, this. So me going to school, it's like I got bullied really bad. Like it was really bad.
Yeah.
And my parents, they never experienced it either. So it's like you were saying, they
A lot of people never. We didn't go deep into the topic, but believe it or not, it was in the back of my head. I don't know if a lot of people thought about this, but to the point where I even thought about like suicide for a second
Trigger.
because it was that
Warning.
bad.
Thank
I don't
God
think
you
people
didn't. You're here
understand.
now.
it was
Yeah,
so
I'm
bad
here
for
now.
me. I even almost started bleaching. Like I was
Yes.
to the point that I
No,
wanted
for
to start
real.
bleaching.
Did y'all never?
Hey,
live
ladies,
in
part
Egypt?
2.
Okay.
Ladies of Sosa,
I
part
would
2.
like, yeah.
Hey,
Because
when is part 2?
Yeah. I want to thank all y'all for tuning in today. And thank you for our wonderful panel for just having this great discussion. You guys stay tuned. Follow us on Ladies of Sosa on all platforms. And join the discussion. Comment underneath everything. Let us know. Did you like it? Did you love it? What else we should talk about? Everything. Who did you agree with? Who did you not?
Who's
Who do you
tripping?
want? Who do you want to see here again? Just let us know all the tea.
Like, oh my God.
And y'all have a nice day. Stay tuned.
first thing they gonna say, all the niggas was tripping.